Guys, how are you?
Good. Yourself?
Not bad, not bad. Not to start off with a Debbie Downer of a question, but I'm wondering. I mean, given the fact that Fallout is obviously set in a post-apocalyptic environment and everything, and like like I mean, there's civil war that's coming to cinemas as well. I'm just wondering. I mean, in the kind of I guess the moment that we're in, um, do you have any kind of I guess pause, or has it given you any kind of reflection on the state of the world starring in a show that's literally set in the aftermath of the apocalypse? Like,
Well, certainly I think that they're and like these types of projects go all the way back to Doctor Strangelove
yeah, sure.
and the original Planet of the Apes, and there's been a lot of this. I've always been talking with Ella about how every time I get in the car, for whatever reason, I'm thinking about getting in a car accident, and I'm hoping that that's what makes me avoid it in some sort of strange way. That like somehow I think that, or wake me up in the morning too. You know what I mean? It's like that perhaps it's this sort of desire, it becomes relevant because we want to think about it, let our minds go a place so that we can hopefully then prevent doing that in our real lives. Certainly avoidance of the end of the world would be an important thing. Gosh, but yeah, these kinds of materials do, they've always had a place, I think, for us in our minds. I'm glad that we're not in a place where I think people are going to see Fallout come out and they're going to think it to be real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, yeah,
that's good. Yeah, no, that's good.
yeah.
Okay, I'll go for something a little bit lighter. It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. Give me three things that you are saving.
Oh, can I group family as one?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm talking like knickknacks, like
Object
personal.
Like
nicknames.
saving for what? If
Oh,
it's the end of the world.
taking
Well, I
to the
guess like as
Need
in
an evolve?
well, like as in, okay, so you'll survive. Okay, so you'll survive the end of the world, and it's I'm thinking like small knickknacks, like as in, I don't know, a pendant or something like that, or
Ooh.
like you have all the tools of survival, you have all your faculties, your family
Right, okay.
is safe. So I'm just thinking like, I don't know, a
No,
painting.
this is a great question. It's a
Yeah.
great question. Espresso maker
Yeah,
and coffee.
a real small knick-knack there. Ellen's
With
gonna be like
hey, it could even be like a little,
Yeah,
stovetop,
an
whatever.
AeroPress. An
an
AeroPress.
Thank
AeroPress.
you. Just something, Um, I have a little tiny box of photos and letters and knickknacks and things like that, and I take it with me every time I go away, filming or working, or whatever, because it's just nice to have look through sometimes. I would take that with me. And then my third thing, my dog. It's not a knickknack,
Yeah,
but
I mean, my dog
you
is
know.
right here. My dog is right here.
Oh, there he is.
So he's my knickknack, and he's right here with me. So yeah.
What would you take?
Those are good. And coffee's a good one. I love wine. I mean I would need some really special bottles. But, hopefully my like shelter, I guess, would be just
A wine cellar.
a domain in France. I've locked myself inside. But I don't know. I like the memorabilia, the sort of the box, the shoe box of sorts, I guess, if you will, of the little stuff, like, things that belong to my father, nothing like your daddy's watch or anything like that. But there's some family heirlooms that I would want to take. Yeah.
Okay. Final question. What was the most, because I understand, I mean, from seeing Walton talking about the makeup and stuff like that, I guess, what was the most challenging part of the shoot for you?
Um, I was worried about the stunts and the action side of things at the beginning because it's not something I've had a ton of experience in, and I wouldn't um describe myself as particularly coordinated.
No, she's really good at them. That's
No,
so
well,
strange.
now I am. I've had enough practice, but at the beginning, I certainly wasn't.
Yeah.
That was challenging at the start. Now I love it.
But I kind of agree that there's a physical aspect of this filming this that became apparent when, you wake up the morning after and you can barely move, and you're realizing, oh, this is part of this process is about how to take care of ourselves physically so we can, the regular Monday, Tuesday schedule on the set of Fallout is different than any other set I've worked on. So how to maintain yourself to have the stamina to get through the whole thing.
Everyone wants to save the world. They just agree on how.
There you are, you little killer.